Virgo, how you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading, going from the 18th to the 25th of December. Yeah, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Hope life is treating you well. Yeah, it seems like that there's a lot of things on your pathway that are bringing you good results, really, more than anything else. And you've got to sort of realise this. There seems to be like an inner conflict that seems to be holding you back on your relationship side, and I think it comes from an inner conflict more than anything else. On your financial side, I think it's now you're getting your just desserts. It seems like the universe is bringing something to you, which is developing success out of something that you've been doing for some time. But because you've been doing it, it seems like you've been setting something up, and now it's a case of you've got to walk forward and blimey, walk forward and in towards your success. In that case of just doing it, the planning stage is over, and now it's a case of being active and doing it. Yeah, and it's your curiosity is going to be the driving force behind that, I think. But it's beautiful. It looks, you've got great potential. Let's just have a look. The overall energies here. You get the nine of Pentacles. Once you start doing this, is when you're going to get the results perpetually as you go down the pathway. Things are going to fall into your lap if you do put one foot in front of the other and start doing more than anything else. And I think this is within your relationships. I think this is putting your foot down in this inner conflict, I feel, that's coming out of within you. An inner conflict that is within you. Once you put the end to that, it's going to be a lot easier for you to just walk forward easily or with pleasure within your relationships that are around you. On your karmic path, you have the Five of Wands. For some of you, it may mean that you need to fight for your relationships. That's possible. I don't think it's for a majority of you because it doesn't play out on the rest of the cards. But this is more this inner conflict, I think, that you need to strive just to be the best that you can be, rather than trying to be the best what others want you to be. And that's what seems to be that inner conflict that's holding you back. You end up carrying too much because you don't want to disappoint or let down the expectations of others, which I think is, you're setting yourself up for a hiding, and I wouldn't if I was you. And if you can deal with this inner conflict, this is where the universe is sort of saying the possibilities are there perpetually upon your pathway. The moment you go into that, that is when you're going to get the, energy is really going to start playing in your favor, and you'll get a lot of results on your relationship side, rather than having to sort of live up to the expectations of others. I think that's weighing you down a bit. I think you've made a clear path for yourself, and you've come from a place where it's been obvious for you the pathway that you should be taking. There's no real kinks in this path. It's for you. It's like within your couple and or within your relationships. For you. You can see how it can work. Yeah. But this is once you start adjusting that according to the standards or the expectations of others, this is when that inner conflict starts a little bit. And that's when you seem to be carrying too much. So rather than actually living life, you may be sort of like, spending a lot of time thinking in your brain about sort of, oh, what would this person say? What would this, which is all very well. It's nice to do, and I think that's very good. It's great to take into considerations, others and what have you. But at the same time, I've forgotten who said it was. You can be friends with some people some of the time, some people all of the time, and you can't be friends with everybody all of the time, whatever, or some of the times, or whatever it is. It's something like you can't please everybody. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't please everybody, and I think this is where you're trying too hard. And once you give up that ghost, once you give up that idea of trying to satisfy others, this is where it becomes so obvious. You don't have to have that internal conflict anymore. And I think the universe, I think a lot of your guides as well, are encouraging you to take that sort of step to towards your sort of rhythm that corresponds to you, that you feel good with. Okay, it will avoid a lot of complication within your relationships. On your financial side, you've got on your karmic path the Justice card. I think you're getting your just desserts from something from the past that you've been doing, but it needs activation. Judgment is that ascension moment when you realize where you should be going. Then you make a judgment on it. Once you start putting foot in front of the other, that's when you get it justified. Your path becomes justified, as it were. And I think this is what you've got to experience. And once you get that taste, and that's where the Nine of Pentacles is coming in for you. Once you get that taste for you, then the universe here is bringing in this opportunity, which I think you have been creating, as I said, and the universe is just sort of like packaging it for you in a way. This opportunity that you've been working on for some time, and I think you've done a lot of planning. The difficulty in Virgo, and I say it so many times, is it's like getting it over the finish line, and that's what sometimes can be difficult for you. In what's how your guides are connecting to you, to your karmic path through the super subconscious level. This is where I think you've got the success within you. And it's according to what you've done already. So you may have put in a lot of work to start a business, to write a book, to do a YouTube channel, to get that job, get that promotion. You've done a lot of the work that needs to be done. It's almost as if like you need to allow that success to come through. And in order to do that, and this is where the Justice card comes into play, the justification is you've got to follow that curiosity of that opportunity and actually start putting one foot in front of the other and going after it. I think that's the most important thing. Going after what really sort of corresponds to you more than anything else. And the Six of Cups is like that. It's very daunting sometimes trying to do projects, and there's different levels of doing different things at different times. It may be daunting to write a book, but once you've written it, you're going to realise it's very daunting to put it out there and publicise it all and everything like that. There's level. It doesn't seem to stop that sort of like step progress that's going on there. And I think this is where you've got to encourage within you, within your life this week, encourage within you to actually recognise the exciting part and the enjoyable part and the fulfilling part of everything you've done in order to get to where you are at the moment. And then you can apply that to going after with the Eight of Cups. Exploring your curiosity, going after where your success, basically, of putting this success into action for you. So, let's just go through. We'll do a bit of Light Seers cards here, a clarification, see what's going on. With the Nine of Pentacles, you get the Chariot. Everyone seems to be getting the Chariot at the moment. Things will move on quickly, and these results will really come in quite quickly. I think once you start putting one foot in front of the other in regards to your business side of life, your money side of life, you're going to start seeing the results very, very quickly. If you start, getting it over the line, putting your best foot forward. I think as well, once you stop this inner conflict and you choose to actually just follow your heart and follow that pathway which you know already within you of how it could actually work, I think that's what's going to bring you good results. And I'd be very, I'd almost be harsh with yourself, Virgo. Really harsh with yourself in the way in which you allow yourself to get sidetracked. You should, sort of be almost very vigilant in the way of sort of saying, no, don't get pulled into that. Stay on that sort of like that pathway that you should be going. And I think that's where the Four of Pentacles comes into play. I think it's self-discipline that you're learning this week. And once you do get that self-discipline, this is what the universe is trying to bring in for you. That's brilliant. You've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant card. This is where it comes in and plays in really nice for you. All of a sudden, you're working out how to take the steps in order to get to your success. And you've got it within your relationship side. And I think here is because you know the pathway you should be going, that's what you should be following. Look, that pathway you should be following was defined, I think, some time ago, in the past. Could be in the last month, could be in the last 2 months, could be in the last 6 months. But whatever it is, you've had this pathway for your relationships defined for you through that. And now the universe here is sort of kind of saying it's actually a lot easier than you think. It's just putting one foot in front of the other, going up that steps, and then getting to that star. And it's finding that love. If that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a love, stop being so hard on yourself. Stop being, trying to please everybody else. Please yourself for a start. But also, when you go out there, don't try and live up to the expectations of others. And it's just weighing you down, and I think you're probably beating yourself up about it as well. But within your general relationships as well, that's the same thing as when you're in your relationship. You should be looking to the longer term plan, basically. If you're looking for love, that's what you've been working on. And I think the evident path that will be defined at the end of the week comes from that sort of clear pathway that you should have been taking already, that has been defined for you, because it's going to take you to the alignment with yourself and alignment with others. And so if you are looking for a relationship, or if you're in a relationship and if you want it to work well, then I would stick to the plan. Stick to your plan more than anything else. Stick to your plan. So what's this 10 of Wands all about? This is why I think this is you carrying too much, and this is where I think you are actually, it's that inner conflict that comes in there on that side, which is on your karmic path. And, you are carrying too much. And as you carry too much, it's the unknown expectations of others, the unknown emotions of others, which are, if you feel like you're playing to other people's expectations and not living your dream relationships around you, you're going to be pulled into emotional situations that you're not going to know much about, and it's going to be hard for you to keep your head above water. What is the evident path? What did I say about that? Going towards the evident path is happiness, pure happiness, and I think you've got to be, if you're gonna want that happiness, you've got to stick to the plan here. You've got to stick to the plan, stick to what you started out doing, and being a little bit, stringent with yourself more than anything else. Not stringent, but take yourself a little bit by the scruff of the neck sometimes, and that could well be that inner conflict that needs to be addressed. What's going on with the Justice card? There's two cards that want to come out here. We've got the World and this. I think this justification here of your pathway, it comes out of that planning, as I said, from in your pathway, from your past, you've been planning a lot, you've been putting everything in place, you may have written the book, you may have done the logos for your YouTube channel, you might have, you've done all the recipes for the restaurant that you're opening, or you've put in all the good reports that you need in order to get the job, or the promotion and etc. And this is like this new pathway, this new world that is this coming up for you on your karmic path because you've created it. And that's what that opportunity is in the Ace of Pentacles. It's a whole new cycle for you, and you've got to walk towards it. You've got to walk towards it. With the Ace of Pentacles, you get the Five of Swords. If you and and if you do not go after what you're looking for, following it like what's in the Eight of Cups there, you risk to be looking at that situation. Sorry, I've got a hair in my mouth from somewhere. I do apologise. You're looking at this situation here, this pentacle that is offering coming in from the universe. If you don't take those steps in order to plant that seed in order for it to grow into the fruits that you will receive perpetually upon your pathway, I think you'll find yourself in, and it seems to be very internal at the moment, and even here, it almost as if like the universe, you'll be fighting with the universe in a way, or having conversations with yourself that are just, they don't amount to much. They don't take you to the goal of where you're going, and it could be you'll have a conversation or a thought process with yourself, and afterwards you'll be sort of saying, what a waste of that time, why did I waste all my time thinking about that? I should have been just getting on. And I think this is where there's some things that you don't need to be concentrating on. You need to be concentrating on where your your curious side, if I do this, if I market it like this, what are the results? And then you can market it like that, and then market it another way later on. There's, you can change things as you go, and I think you need to be getting into that. If you're not, I think there's a lot of warning here for you, Virgo, at the moment, of getting on, of putting one foot in front of the other. Your success is there for your taking, but it seems to be a lot of procrastination going on, sorting out a lot of things that probably don't need to be sorted, because you need to get on and just, deliver, basically. That's what I'm getting out of it. And, it's sometimes too much preparation and you're going to miss your boat. So I would get a wriggle on and start exploring your sort of curious side. Yeah, King of Cups. The moment you do, the moment you step, I think these are two warnings here from the overall energies and your past and your, your guides and that. In your future, you get if you do start going off and exploring your curiosity side, that's when the King of Cups are going to come through. And you're going to feel like you've done a lot of work in the background and feel very comfortable about presenting the ideas, about starting that YouTube channel, about launching that book, launching your restaurant. Whatever it is, it's going to make you feel incredibly proud and complete within you once you start doing it, and it's going to bring you success and finances only if you go after it. And I think this is really important. With the Six of Cups, you get the Three of Cups. As I said, there's some of those cups, they've all got, these in here, they've all got flowers in them. Yeah, and there's one being offered to one other. And it's remembering that every experience, there is, there's connections with other people, there's socializing, there's a beautiful moment. And it could be a celebration from yourself of, we've finally written the book, it's absolutely brilliant. Now it's a case of just sort of like publishing it. And recognizing that celebration, recognizing that connection that you can have with other people that are around you, in order to make the whole sort of experience a very much enjoyable experience, as it were. So yeah, there you go, Virgo. We have got the solstice readings coming out as well for next week. So You know, it's a 3 monthly reading, so you'll be able to see that on our channel. There's also, as I was thinking about the yearly readings as well, because we're going to be doing live yearly readings where you can ask questions, and it's going to be between Christmas and New Year. You can ask questions according to the cards as they come out. So it'd be quite an interactive way of sort of like exploring the yearly readings. Okay, yeah. I will see you there for all of that. Thank you very much for being here. Don't forget about all the links in the description below. I will see you soon. In the meantime, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.